They say the best things come from the worst shit. This all facts, this ain't no verse shit. I done fought the state on some verse shit. Feeling like Franklin.
Wendy Williams. I know you got that queued up over there, man.
Indeed, man. Well, Wendy Williams obviously came back to her show after a long hiatus. She had some things to deal with her family, some health issues. She's back now, and she's being typical Wendy Williams, candid as ever. Talked about a little bit of substance abuse that she's been dealing with. People may be surprised, may not be surprised with what I'm about to say, but here it is. This is Wendy Williams. Once you're a substance abuser, you have to battle that for the rest of your life. I've told you about my 10-year ride with cocaine and the crack. Oh, yes, crack is whack, but it was very good to me at a particular stupid point in my life. I was a mess, functioning, killing myself. I realized that I'm a walking addict. You know what I'm saying? You can't just clean it up and stop it and think it's not going to affect you. I had wasted a lot of my life burning my insides, which aren't burnt, but thank God. But you never know what it could pop up. So I consistently have to watch the inside of my body because of hard partying. Plus, the thyroid, just a mess. So she talked about her battle with substance abuse and also the effects of where it's taking her and obviously her health issues. Right. You think about that, man?
I think, first of all, it's brave, of her to come out, you know what I'm saying? Because it could help somebody. It could help somebody, who may be, going through. And I think she's 100%, correct, in what she's saying. And like I said, it's a touchy issue because right now, when you look at the hip hop industry, you got a lot of people, going through this exact thing. We talk about Offset, you know what I mean? So crack, whatever, any type of thing, different drug can be addictive. But I think it's just her, coming out, and sharing her truth with the people. You know what I mean? And I think it's definitely going to help a lot of people. I don't, want to bash her or say, oh, you a crackhead. I know some people will say that. No, I don't want to do that. I feel like it probably was a deeper, some reason why she was doing that. And she did it and got hooked and just kept doing it and was battling that shit. You know what I mean? So the fact now that hopefully I think she's clean at this point, she made it. Shit, that she should be happy.
Yeah, and the thing is, like you said, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be quick to bash her. Mm-hmm. And this is one thing and one reason why I have a respect for Wendy Williams, because although she made her claim to fame by being in a lot of people's business she had no business being in, she made it a business, she made it her own, and people ate that shit up. Mm-hmm. And she got deeper and deeper and made a lot of enemies. But in doing that, she was never afraid to also take it. Where she dished it, she took it. When she dealt with the thing with her husband, she met it head on, said, listen, until this ring is over, don't ask me shit. That's my business. This is my husband. I'll ride with him. That's a G comment. That's a G statement. But she also answered it. Mm-hmm. She knows things and are aware of things that are going on around her. She knows people talk about her body. She addresses it. She knows people talk about this. She addresses it. She's not afraid to go ahead and dish it out, but equally take it just as hard. I got to respect that because it's not easy. Mm-hmm. People are going to, in her time of vulnerability, easily go ahead and bash her, especially people that she may have offended back in the day. And you can't fault them maybe.
But look what she did though, Sammy, not to cut you off. Look what she did being a crackhead though. She rolled like a lot of people would die. You see crackheads on the street. You see crackheads everywhere. Look what she accomplished, doing it. So it's just a testament. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of people are going to see this. A lot of people want to talk about her interviews, her past, her being in people's business. Mm-hmm. But I don't have nothing against Wendy like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? To me, she's just a regular old, a person that made it in the genre that we're in, the media, you know what I mean? The hip hop, genre, radio and whatnot. So yeah, man, she accomplished a lot. She should definitely be proud, of what she done.
Yeah, I agree with you. We don't got a problem with her because she ain't talked about us yet. Let her talk about us and see how we feel about
shit. It might be a good thing. Shit.
She'll get us attention. But she'd get it on this podcast too.
Oh yeah, we give it to anybody. Yeah,
tell them. But definitely. Indeed, man. Salute to Wendy Williams. Glad to have your show back. Dealing with everything you got going on. Salute.
Definitely.
OG man. In the game.
Yes, sir. But you're tuned into the Uncensored Truth Podcast with your brother, Old God, and Sam Matt. Everybody that's listening on YouTube, as always, you already know what to do. Go ahead and hit that like button right there on the screen and share this video on your timeline for me. Tell a friend to tell a friend that the Uncensored Truth Podcast is on. I want to turn my attention to Young Thug. Now, the last time we did a video on this cat, I think it was him and Lil Uzi Vert, and they put on, I think it was like some dress type shit, purses, all types of crazy shit. That was a good, conversation. Well, Young Thug, we obviously know that he's trolling, put on. I'm gonna put the video right there on the screen. The Gucci blackface. Actually went out and purchased this. I'm gonna play a little bit of video that we're gonna talk about this. All right, so that's Gucci, man. You see right there. With the Gucci blackface hand, man, you see him right there. What are your initial thoughts on this, man? I'm interested to see what you gotta, say about, this, because we had a couple good conversations about this.
Yeah, man. Young Thug, man, it's crazy because we were really trying to be on your side. The last couple of conversations, we had the little Uzi Vert, and that was early on in the podcast. Seemed so long ago now, it was a year ago. It's crazy. It seemed like yesterday. But when you dealt with your stuff with the law, we were on your side. When you dealt with your stuff with the substance abuse, we wanted to see you out of it. We gave you credit and gave you salute when it came to your music and the evolution of your music. So when you do stupid shit like this, you got to expect a slap on the head too. And you got to expect to get worked a little bit because you deserve it. You see the public backlash that created and how much that really offended people. And you put the motherfucker on and just completely like, man. Yeah, you took 14 steps back right here. Right. And even though you're joking and you don't care, and we obviously see you with purses and blouses and shit, and you don't care, you do this. What's your grandmama think about this?
And this is what I be talking about, man. It's just like in America, all over, man. Like we the only people who do stuff like this, man. I hate to say it again. Like you put it on, and I'm laughing because I don't want to be crying. You know what I'm saying? But you put it on or whatever. To get the reaction that we're giving them, you know what I mean, to piss people off. But again, what you said, what would your grandma, what would your great grandma, think about, this people? I mean, we were just talking about the slave patrol and the police and, a lot of stuff that's going on. And, to do this, man, you're silly for that. You know what you are. Somebody put, I think Kodak Black, they said he was a walker. I'm not saying this. Somebody said in the comment, he was like the walking personification of a coon. You know what I mean? And the, and you had this, man, you had, at the time of struggle, you had, whenever be, let's just go back to slavery. When you had people trying to get free, you had people who will rather, go against that and say, look, I just want to stay on the plantation. Not that this is exactly like that, but at least it was a mission, to at least do something, whether it broke apart in a few days. There was somebody spoke up and said something, and you just totally like just shitted on it by throwing that on, taking a shot pretty much at T.I. He was one of the guys that was very vocal about it, and you're right there in the same city. You know what I mean? So that's sad, man.
It's sad because he's ignorant and mentally shackled, man, and it's fucked up because you had the people beginning to get on your side. You're a young dude. You made mistakes. You got a story to tell. When you look at, in comparison to people in your class, like a 21 Savage, prime example, who was a fucking knucklehead coming into it, but slowly evolved, started doing different things, dealt with his time with the law, but said, nah, fuck all that nonsense. I'm going to do the right things and start taking care of my business. And you see even a Rich Homie Quan, prime example, somebody that you used to ride with. He kind of said, you know what? Nah, that road I'm going down, that road we going down, I got to chill. Let me kind of change my whole shit up and move in a different direction. Now we see the success that he's finding himself in, whether that be in his own lane or not, he's successful. And when you look at a young thug who has just as equal talent as both of them men and just keeps doing stupid shit after stupid shit, and this ignorance that he showed, yes, is going to give him negative attention, but hopefully it hits a nerve and makes him want to change. Because
do you think he's saying, this is pretty much saying fuck T.I. at this point? You know what I mean? Indirectly. Would you say that, or would that be stretching it?
He's saying fuck myself.
Yeah, T.I. Everybody. It ain't about T.I. Yeah,
he's saying fuck myself because he's not just aggravating T.I. in Atlanta. That's not a direct shot. He's aggravating a lot of people. And like I said, and no disrespect to anybody's grandmother, no disrespect to his. God rest her soul if she happened to pass away. But when you think about the culture, and when you think about just being Black and having a grandmother and listening to them stories and just hearing it and just feeling the power behind that, certain things your grandmother would accept and love, and certain things would just hurt and offend.
But it's like, Sam, man, taking this a little bit for, it's like, you got a whole history. Like when you talk about those stories of your grandma and great, they went through a lot of messed up things to endure to get where we're at now, to have certain freedoms. They had to endure, not being able to go here, being whipped, police brutality times 10. They had to endure all of these things for you to make mockery out of your own people. Now we ain't asking you to be Malcolm X, but don't say shit Don't go against it. It's okay. Okay, you don't want to say no. I'm not a bold guy. I want to make my music and do my thing. But when you go against it, you make yourself an ass. You know what I mean? And we have to, attack you in love. And nobody wants no harm to come to you. But at some point, when you talk about when you talk about revolutions, sometimes, and not to say that we're in a revolution and nothing like that, but when you're talking about people trying to change, let's put it like that. Sometimes the harsh people have to be dealt with very harshly for going against the progress is all I want to say.
Us as a culture, as Black people, we all know that we have a lot of work to do to just get back on track and to get to where we want to get. But one thing that we really have to understand is it doesn't matter what you think, what he thinks, what she thinks. It doesn't matter who he dates, what she dates, with this. It doesn't matter if you agree to disagree. It doesn't matter if we necessarily get along. We all have to understand that we all have to get better as a